Bathrooms can become disheveled and disorganized. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top bathroom hacks. So first up, bar of soap gets very messy on the counter, the water, everything pools around it. So I'm going to take my soap dish and I'm going to fill it with some river rocks that I got at my local dollar store and use it as a soap dish. The rocks are great because the water drains through the rocks and doesn't allow it to pool on the bar of soap. Next up, I'm going to show you a cute way to dress up your toilet paper roll. So you're going to rip off one sheet and then two sheets that are attached together. And then you're going to take the end and you're going to just fold it into a triangle. So this is the very end piece that's still attached to our roll. And you can see here I've just folded it under. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to just very gently poke two holes in through the toilet paper, just using your fingers. If it's easier, you can get your fingertip a little bit wet just to poke it through. And then you're going to go ahead and with the one square that you ripped off, you're just going to fold it into a little roll here, just like I'm doing here. And then with the two pieces that are still attached together, you're going to fold them over each other. And then you're going to use your fingers to pinch them down into the middle and you're going to make a bow shape. Then you're going to take the piece that you took off and rolled up and you're going to wrap it around to make a bow, and you're just going to slide it through those two holes that you ripped into the toilet paper and then wrap it around the back. And then here you just have a cute little bow. This is something I like to do if guests are coming over, just for a cute little way to dress up the toilet paper. Another sore spot in the bathroom is hand towels. They always just get thrown on the rack, kind of disheveled. So I just fold the towel over 2 times and then I'm going to flip it over and then I'm going to fold it the other way vertically. So I'm going to take these ends and I'm just going to fold them into the middle on each side. So just like you see here. And then once I've done that, I'm going to fold the towel in half. And then what you'll see here is that I have a neat little pocket here. And then I can lay this over my towel rack. Now for my washcloth, I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it accordion style. And then this is going to make a nice little fan that's going to sit in the pocket. So now all I have to do is fold it over my towel bar and place the accordion washcloth inside. And this is just an easy way to fold your towels and make it look more like a spa when you come into your bathroom. If you want to roll your washcloths like they do at a spa, I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you start with a square washcloth and you grab 2 of the pointy ends and you fold them into the middle. And then you flip it over and just fold it back 3/4 of the way and then begin to roll your washcloth. And then when you'll see here, you have a little pocket here that you can tuck the tail into, and this holds them nice and tight and they look very neat on your countertop. So I'm going to set a tray here and I'm just going to set up a little spa-like station with some bath salts, some greenery, a candle, and then I'm going to place my washcloths here all rolled up neat and ready to go. So I really hope that you enjoyed these bathroom hacks. I hope it helps you keep your bathroom neat and organized and store things in a prettier, more delicate way.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to take an old shutter and turn it into a cute farmhouse style shelf with hooks for your bathroom. This is a great idea for anybody that wants to add that farmhouse touch to their bathroom on a budget. So let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so I have my shutter here. This was actually a longer shutter and I cut it in half just because I didn't want such a big long shelf. So this is about 44.5 inches in length. But obviously you can do this project with any shutters that you can find. And you can make it any length you want. We're going to give this shutter a fresh coat of paint, and I'm using Country Chic paint in the shade Fairy Ring. I've linked in the material list the Country Chic website. So the best part about this project is you guys can pick out whatever color that you like that would suit your bathroom that you already have. So we're just going to add a coat of paint here. And while you guys are just tuning in, make sure you let me know where you're watching from, because I am watching along on the premiere episode with you and I'm answering any questions that you guys have in the comments. So feel free to pop any of those questions down below. Now the good thing that I love about Country Chic paint is I don't need to do a ton of coats. So one coat is going to do this whole shutter. I get great coverage with it, and I just love the nice rich colors that are available from Country Chic paint. And again, all the materials for this project are in the material list that is linked above the comment section here, okay? And as well, you guys, don't forget to hit that follow button up above the comment section so that you get notified every time I do a Hometalk TV episode. I would love to have you guys following along because I have a lot of really great projects coming up this month. So I'm just going to do a couple of chunks of this shutter here just so you guys can see how great the coverage is. And you can see that I'm getting really, really nice coverage here. So one coat will do it. Now, since I cut my shutter in half, I actually have another half piece that's already done. So I'm going to move this aside and bring in the one that's already done. All right, so this is my piece that is painted and already dry. You can see here that I did a little bit of dry brushing. There's some dimension and difference in the color. I did the fairy ring, but I wanted some more dimension, so I dry brushed over with vanilla frosting over top of the fairy ring, just to add in this nice rustic touch. And I feel like I want to make it just a little bit more rustic and just define these edges a little bit. So I'm going to be using gray wax from Country Chic Paint. And if you guys have never used wax before, it's a really easy way to add that rustic charm to your pieces. So all I do is I just take a lint-free cloth, dip it in the wax, and then I just rub the wax on whatever edge I want to add a little bit of dimension. The one thing you want to make sure is that your paint is fully dry before you apply the wax. So let your paint dry for at least 12 hours before putting on any waxes or finishes. So I'm just going to rub a bit of this on here to give you guys the idea of what it can do for your piece. So when you guys are rubbing the wax in, you can put it on and then leave it for a bit if you want it to be darker. But if you really want to work it in so that it's just very light, just take a clean piece of your lint-free cloth and really work it into your piece. I love the wax because it's so easy to use. You just rub it in wherever you want it. And I find it easy to work with when you use a cloth. Some people prefer a wax brush, but I'll leave that up to you guys. And you can let me know if you've worked with wax before. Let me know if you prefer a cloth or a wax brush or how you do it. And if you guys have any questions, don't forget to pop those in the comments, because I am watching along with you on the premiere episode. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little bit more here. And again, I can always let this dry and then come back to it after and see if I wanna add any more. Sometimes I like to let things sit a little bit before I go too cuckoo and add too much. So we're gonna leave that for now, and we are gonna move on to applying the part that's actually gonna turn this into a shelf. All right, so to make this into a shelf, what I have here is I just have some rustic brackets. And again, don't forget, guys, I have a full material list of everything that I'm using or somewhat similar materials so that you can make this yourself. And what we want to do, we want to make sure that when we mount these brackets onto our shutter, that we mount the short end onto the shutter and leave the longer end for the shelf to sit on. And what I'm going to do is, why I like using a shutter for this is because it's very easy, because I can line up my brackets right to the edge of this longer piece so that I know when I put my other bracket down at this end that they're going to be even. So I just line it up, and I'm lining it up just under this lip here of the shutter. Maybe I'll move this over so you guys can see a little bit. And then we're going to take the screws, and again, these screws just came with the brackets. So we're just going to screw this in here. Top and bottom. Now that one at the top is a little bit harder to get to, so it helps to have a longer bit. All right, you guys, and then I also have these fun little hooks that I figured would work nice for towels. And I have 4 of them, and we're just gonna place them down along the bottom edge of our shelf. So I've linked hooks that I found that are somewhat similar. I got these locally, but you can feel free to get creative with this step and choose whatever kind of hooks you like that suit your style. So for these hooks, before you start going crazy and drilling holes, I did some measurements, and I marked out even measurements on where I wanted to place them. And then I just, with a little pencil, marked it out. And then I even went as far as to set my hooks into place to make sure that everything looked symmetrical. So then, once you have your hooks where you want them to go, just screw them in. So while I'm doing this, make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think about this DIY, if you're excited to try it. And don't forget to follow me here on Hometalk. And as well, I also am on all social media, and you can find me on with the handle at Holly Grace Blog on Facebook and Instagram. And I really hope that you guys will follow along and join me on all my other sites and pages. So now I've attached all my 4 hooks there. And sorry you guys, my shelf is so long you can't see the end there, but I'm going to show you how it all looks when it all comes together. So now that we have our hooks on, the last thing we have to do is attach our shelf on the top of these brackets. What I am using is some old salvage wood that I just have kicking around. I always collect some of these rustic finds. I keep it laying around. And this actually is tongue and groove, so it fits together quite nicely. If you can't find anything like this, you can just go to Home Depot and get them to cut you some wood, some shelving wood that would fit onto your brackets, and then you can paint it whatever color you like. So maybe in the comments you guys can let me know what you will use for your top shelf piece. So I just set my first piece down, and then we're going to screw in our screw here. All right, so when we go to attach our shelf to the top brackets, you want to make sure that if you're doing multiple pieces of board that you do one at a time. And you'll see that I'm using a screwdriver for this part. My wood is very rustic and old, so I don't want to split it, so I'd rather just do it with a screwdriver than my drill. It might be a little bit too powerful. And then once we have the first slat in, we're going to put our second one in. Now again, if you're using one piece of wood cut to fit the full length of the bracket, you don't need to do it this way. You can just go and do it all at once. But I would suggest for you guys to keep your eye out for old rustic barn board or anything like that, because it does give this shelf that true farmhouse character and charm. All right, so since our shelf is complete, we've hung it up here in the half bath, and I think it looks marvelous. It just adds that nice farmhouse touch and character to it, and really brings this bathroom together. So feel free to get creative with this one, guys. Choose your own paint colors, really put your own spin on it, and I hope that you'll give it a try. Please follow me here on Hometalk TV so that you never miss another one of my episodes, and also check out my other social sites at Holly Grace Blog and my website hollygrace.ca for more great DIY ideas.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and watching this episode on Hometalk TV. I really do hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope that it inspires you to add a little bit of farmhouse decor on a budget to your home.